All right, so we're streaming again. This is test number
Hmm.
2. Hopefully, what this means is that the first test worked out in terms of you know, moving between windows. But now the test is going to be, in fact, yeah, let's make that nice and bold. We're going to see if this smaller font window works. Oh no. I
Oh.
think I just saw something and I think it didn't work. Um, at least not the way I wanted. So, I mean, well, I guess it wouldn't matter in the long run. Okay, but are you familiar with, you might not be familiar with the terms, but expose on the Mac?
On the Mac, no, I know the term expose, but not on the Mac.
Okay, so um, starting with like, I don't know, several OSs ago, it did a thing where you could set up in the hot corner where if you went to that hot corner, it split up all the windows and you can click on whatever one, even if they were stuck on top.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that's called expose
Okay.
for some reason. They gave it a
Gotcha.
name. They gave it the weirdest name possible that nobody would ever remember, but it's there. So, you know how when that happens, all the windows shrink down a little bit and go to the
Right.
corners.
Uh-huh.
So, I believe what we're going to see in this test is that the two windows, like it doesn't show the desktop or anything, it still shows those windows. But when they get
Okay.
smaller, they also get smaller on the screen. And so
Okay.
what it will look like periodically, I think, for viewers is that they're just going to see the same windows, but every so often they're going to shrink and then get big again.
That'll be trippy.
But like I don't know a more convenient way for me to switch between windows. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I use my
Right.
Mac. I guess we'll see if they can tolerate it. Anyway, so this was just
That'll be fun.
the whole point of this one was just to see if I guess I should scroll here. If we like this much of the Pages document being blocked out, the next test
Okay.
is going to be the nuclear option, full screen for both, and they're teeny tiny. So
Okay.
lots of black space. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. We'll have a different decorated chimney for every holiday.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I
Because
mean,
there's Christmas chimneys, but what about Halloween chimneys, 4th of July
mhm.
chimneys?
St. Patrick's chimneys. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
There we go. A St. Patrick's
It would be.
Day chimney
Mhm.
where we all go outside and gather shamrocks and lace them above the chimney.
Exactly. And of course, Easter is when the bunny sits atop the chimney and just throws eggs straight down the chute. Just throws them.
No more egg hunt. We know where
Nope.
the eggs are going, and they're all broken.
Now it's a Humpty Dumpty game. You got to put them back together.
Or children desperately try to wake up early to catch the eggs before they break, and to also catch a glimpse of the Easter Bunny. But of course, every time they show up, nope, the eggs are already broken. Oh,
Done.
maybe next year.
Gotta try again.
All
Oh
the
man.
candy that pops out of the eggs, and it's just filthy, covered with soot.
Diabolical.
Oh man, we had the best holidays. Okay, so it's like, I mean, the only other thing I could see doing is I could increase the size of my screen a little bit, and then cut off some of the black space. Um, if there were other, yeah, I just don't know. Anyway, I mean, even if you're able to stream though, we're gonna run into the same problem because
Hmm.
it's still going to be, this is just two sources, right? And the sources happen to be two different documents. If we do it the other way, it's just going to be your source
Hmm.
and the screen. Like we couldn't work a split screen. Let's say that like you just did your desktop and I did my desktop.
Right.
We couldn't necessarily do a split screen because the shape of the rectangle is not such that we could put like you on top and me on bottom, or you on the left and me on the right. It wouldn't work perfectly. There'd still be black space, or we
Hmm.
lose some of the screen.
Right.
I feel like somebody smarter has already solved this problem.
By the way, I downloaded OBS. I haven't done anything with it, but I downloaded it.
Yeah, that's something for you to play around with. Um, so the way that theoretically that is should work is, you know how there we have a stream key for our YouTube account.
Hmm.
You wouldn't use that. You'd use a stream key to this intermediary service,
Okay.
and so you would stream to that service, and then I on my OBS would find as a source that thing that you were
Okay.
streaming to, and theoretically it should pop up as a window. Um, it sounds too good to be true.
I mean, we could try it.
Yeah. Also, why am I putting that in the? Actually, it doesn't matter. Oh, oh. You remember how I always worried about, like, I wanted that hotkey to start the OBS stream so that people wouldn't see the OBS window?
Right?
In theory, if I'm not streaming my desktop, it doesn't matter where it is because you never see it. I like this.
Interesting.
Maybe I should just do that and just stream the window even when we're not doing the font.
So that way you don't have to do the sign out.
Yes. And okay, so you'll never see and it won't, this window tiling stuff won't matter for that if we're just working on the one document. The only thing that will be different, and this is, by the way, this is what I was going to prep, was the sound changes on the website that the sound change applier. Or
Okay.
maybe I won't do it for tomorrow's episode anyway, just so that we can swap back and forth between those.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would actually, I've never used the sound change applier, so if we end up like filling some in tomorrow, I would actually be interested in seeing how it works
Oh,
just in general.
we could do that. I was going to do it ahead of time because it's a little time consuming and a little tedious.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if they would find that useful or valuable enough to warrant the lost time that we spend actually just working on the language.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but no, I hear you there. You end up doing some really strange things, like simply because of how the the program itself works. So things that, like, you would never do if you were actually describing a language. But it might be the type of thing where it's like, okay, in order for the staggering and stuff to work, this sound goes to smiley face for a little bit. And then smiley
Okay.
face goes to an actual sound because it has to, because of the way things are ordered.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate what all those sort of techie things do, but sometimes I feel like trying to figure all those things out is more headache than I'm willing. I'd rather just think through it, and if I make a mistake, you know what? It's part of my language now.
I like doing things by hand as well. I thought it would be useful for this only so that we could throw in a bunch of forms and spit them out
Hmm.
and see what the results would be
Yeah,
very quickly. Um, anyway,
that
uh,
makes sense.
we'll we'll give it a shot, and if it doesn't work out, or later if they said like, oh, how did you write those rules, then maybe we can do that. Um, but yeah, see how it works. All right, so I think that we're good with the tests for right now. I will need to remember to fix the window and set it up, and I'm going to be very excited to go and review these to see if they actually worked. But otherwise, yeah. Oh, did you look at that entry?
Okay, so I looked at the entry, and I also looked in the dictionary. I didn't know if you meant the entry on the wiki page or the entry in the dictionary.
No, the wiki page.
Okay, so I'm looking at it.
Okay, if you edit it, what happens is that they have this template that allows you to, in the etymology, it will just write what we were writing by hand, except that it'll automatically turn the prefixes and the suffixes into prefixes and suffixes and add the little hyphens.
Oh,
And it automatically generates a category that adds that word to a category that says everything that has that suffix.
okay. Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I know. And they also the one I sent you, that one is because they have a little template for confix, meaning that they'll say that whatever is in the middle is the root, whatever's in front is a prefix, and
Okay.
whatever is in back is a suffix. And I was just like, oh my god, yes. Uh,
Okay. So that's really cool. In the Oh wait, this is the plural. So if I go back to the singular. Um
I haven't fixed
for
them all
the
yet.
Okay. Cuz for the etymology then or it should be the ton and then IAH, right?
Uh, oh no, that was a thing.
Okay.
I made an intermediary level.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I I I had to do it because of Panea, because
Okay.
when I was looking at it, I was like, well, what is this? What are the actual things that are in this word? There's a pane part and then there's an a part, but pane isn't anything. There's no such word, right?
Okay.
It's just a root. And I was like, well, if that's going to happen, then might as well just make roots for this thing, and then rework how we're doing all of the etymologies. And so
Okay.
then,
So
yeah,
Okay, so now I'm not any longer looking directly at the asterisk portion for the etymology. Instead, I'm looking forward and saying, that pane is, well, let me actually go to that entry before I walk myself through that. But I would look at the a for the magic prefix and then
yes,
pane.
yeah. But if you're just at the root, though, then yes, the next step back is the actual etymology.
Oh, so the root entry.
Yes.
Oh, and then there's in the actual definition, it says root. Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of neat because it allows us to throw stuff in there. So, like for example, there is no word right now we have for row or line, but we have this root that originally meant row or line, and there was nowhere to put that information. Now we can put it in there.
Right.
Anyway,
Okay, and so now I'm looking at the apane. Okay, I see how this is working. Now, why does it? Okay, so maybe it keeps showing red links where they shouldn't be red because it's like if you enter something later.
it's a weird
Um,
caching thing. Don't worry about it. But also, while I changed all of the etymologies for the first change, um,
mm-hmm.
I haven't changed all the etymologies yet with the new like special suffix and affix things. So I'm working on that.
Okay,
I'm working on that. I'm
okay.
getting there. But with fork, by the way, I filled in all the back stuff so that it works.
I'll have to go to my. I need to say. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, I'm so excited that I was like, oh crap, I have to. So I had to like look at how you did some of the other ones with the suffixes and.
I know. I know.
Oh,
I had meant to say beforehand, only do the ones that where we've done one just like it before, but then I forgot.
but then I was so excited.
I know. No, that was great. That was great.
And I was gonna text you right when it happened, but it was like 6:30 my time, and so I'm like, man, he's not gonna be up.
I mean, you can always text. My phone is on silent.
Actually, you may have still been up.
Almost. I
We
like
catch each other.
I like semi quasi like broke my toe yesterday, so I tried to get to sleep a
Oh,
little early. Yeah,
what happened?
just rammed it straight into a couch at high speed.
Ow,
Yeah,
ow.
and it was the pinky toe, and they were kind of separated like this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can you see that? I don't know.
I mean, I knew
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
meant
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad news.
Oh,
It's like purple on top and
yikes.
black on the bottom. Anyway, but all right. So tomorrow at 2.
Yes. Wait, today's Tuesday.
Yay! It's Tuesday. That means we have a whole Wednesday.
I was like, at first I'm like, oh, of course. And all of a sudden I'm like, shoot, did I not do my classes today? Wednesday, I'm supposed to be with my class. Okay. Whew, okay. We got Wednesday.
Cool. All right. So yay.
So Thursday.
Thursday.
And I do have OBS, so at some point we can try to do more intense testing and see how that all works. So
Yeah, it may be in between this episode and next episode.
okay,
All right. Cool.
that works for me.
All right.
All right.
See ya.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.